Even I slip almost every year. I slip and fall, but by God's grace, am I was able to survive.
First thing someone should do immediately after the accident.
This license plate picture can get you his full information. Set money by the insurer and it's pre-approved. So the moment you set in, no.
So hello friends, welcome to our podcast channel. So आज हम बात करने वाले हैं regarding accident claim. So hello ma'am.
Hi.
Yeah, so हम start करेंगे कि can you briefly tell us who you are and your experience with the accident claim?
So my name is Tara Dharmarajan and I'm a licensed paralegal in Ontario, Canada, and I have been in claims, accident benefit claims, for over 20 years now, since 2005 actually. So around 20 years of experience, so around 18 to 20 years I was claims adjuster, and for past couple of years I have been working as paralegal helping clients.
Yeah. So we wanna ask you what's the most common type of accident you see in the claims?
So basically I do personal injury. So when we say personal injury, you can see slip and fall is very common. Slip and fall in winter, it's very common in ice. Even I slip almost every year. I slip and fall, but by God's grace I was able to survive the fall because of my fat or because of my muscles. But then this year February, because of my age now, because my muscles are reduced of menopause by age, so I have a tear in my shoulder now because of the fall. So the fall is very common, and the next most common is accident benefits, which is car accidents, motor vehicle accident. It can be a motorbike. In summers it's motorbikes, and then in otherwise all through the year it's car.
Yeah.
Sometimes in summer it's mostly commercial trucks too, because they are also busy. So that's the most common.
So how did you get involved in the field of accident claims or personal injury law?
So it so happened, like it's coincidence, right? I was a medical transcriptionist in India. I was a pharmacist by qualification, but by job I was a medical transcriptionist. So I applied for a position as dicta typist in one of the medical assessment centers, which were working for insurance companies.
Okay.
So then when I joined the company, I didn't know they were doing reports for insurance. And when I started reading, and then I said, wow, it's like coming from insurance company. And then I said, I want to be an adjuster. So then I quit my job. I did some upgrading of my computer skills. And then I joined as claims assistant in one of the in those days, there used to be a lot of independent adjusting firms. So I joined there as claims assistant, and I learned from the grassroots level.
Okay. So now we'll talk about the accident. So what are the first things someone should do immediately after the accident?
So if you're not injured and if it is safe, first of all, you must try to bring your car. If your car is movable, bring it to the shoulder of the road. If it's highway, or even if it is a street, make sure you move, ask the other driver, signal the other driver, or if you're able to talk to him, just wave him, say come to the side. Never stop on the road and do not block the traffic, or you can get injured too. So the first thing we say is come to a safer place. Say you can come, say you are on a highway and you got into accident, you come to the shoulder, and then you exchange information. You have to first, if you are able to, not so seriously injured, then take the picture of the license plate of the other vehicle. If the other driver is not cooperative, this license plate picture can get you his full information for you. So the first thing anybody getting out of the vehicle is take the pictures of the accident scene, take the picture of the roadway, take the picture of the license plate of the other vehicle very first.
And then call the police.
Then call the police, call 911, call insurance company.
Okay.
If you are not injured, police will say go to a nearest collision reporting center. Then you can Google which is the nearest, or they will tell you, or you can Google nearest collision reporting center. There are very few, there aren't many, because collision reporting centers are are a special type of collision reporting center. They are funded by insurance companies.
Okay.
They're not by Government of Ontario, but they are working in conjunction with Government of Ontario. But these locations are very few. Every city like Markham may have 2 or 1 collision reporting center, and then Scarborough will have 2 or 1, like Etobicoke 1, like that.
Okay. So why it's important to document everything right after the accident, and how soon should someone contact their insurance company?
I would say if you're not injured,
Yeah.
don't need to contact insurance company. But if you want to, if you're injured and your car is severely damaged, right, then you should contact the insurance company. Sorry, what was the first part?
Yeah, so why it's important to document everything right after the accident?
So it is very important to document everything because you will forget. Because there is so much emotion involved in it. Because whether you are an experienced driver or not, whether you have been living in Canada or not for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, doesn't matter. The moment you are in an accident, there is an element of shock.
Yes.
You won't believe there is a shock, that because this is something your body didn't expect to happen, your car didn't expect to happen, and you are suddenly in a zoned out, you are in shock, you don't know what's happening. So it's very important to immediately tell yourself, it's okay, I need to take pictures. So first take the picture of the other driver's license plate, and then calm down, and then if you're injured, call 911. If you cannot call, you have a passenger, ask them to call. If they can't call, they're also injured, then maybe other driver or witnesses or somebody should be able to call 911. And then once the doctors, if you are seriously injured, then of course you can't call insurance company, right? But then somebody on your behalf should be calling you, like your husband, somebody who was not in the car, not in the accident with you, maybe they should call. Because it's very important. I'll tell you why. Sometimes tow trucks come and they tow your vehicle and you don't know where it went.
Yeah,
That
I
is
have
the-
seen that case, like this happened, and like they were not aware where their car went.
Yeah.
And like it was just a local company that, like, they are on the highways waiting for an accident. Like their work is to get an accident, and like they'll earn money from that.
Sure.
So they eagerly wait for an accident, and then like they are on the highways, like they come soon after the accident happens, and like they try to manipulate you, and you are like in such a shock, and then people get manipulated easily, and then they might like get into this. And
so never ever, like, I'm sorry to say this, I'm not trying to take away business from tow truck drivers, but I would say do not go with somebody whom you don't know.
Yes.
So it is better to call your insurance company and ask them to send you a tow truck, right? Or if you have CAA, roadside assistance, Honda roadside assistance, Volkswagen roadside assistance, or any other type of roadside assistance, if you are a member of that, call them, and then have those tow truck come and pick your car, so that now you know you have a call center where you can call and track your car.
Yes.
Because you are injured now, you can't follow the car, you are going in ambulance, or you are going with your friend to the hospital, and now your vehicle is gone somewhere else, and you have precious items, valuables in the car. So what will you do? So that's why it's very important to never trust somebody you don't know.
Now we'll go through the claims process.
Yeah.
So can you walk our audience through the typical process of filing claim and the biggest mistake people make while filing the claims?
Yeah, it's very, very, very important to make the claim right. So I would say, if you are not experienced, call a paralegal. Call a lawyer whom you know, whom you think can help you, but do not follow the tow truck driver or their leads, please, because you don't want to get into that vicious circle, and don't want to go to the, who they are recommending. For whatever reason, I would say reach out to insurance company. Maybe they can assign a physiotherapy clinic. Maybe they will assign you with a doctor, or occupational therapist if you need one. But do not try to go through the tow truck driver, and do not get into that vicious circle. Or call the paralegal who are experienced in this, or lawyers. So reach out to them. They will guide you, and make sure you are not taking the liability of the accident. So first thing first is, when you get into an accident, whether you hit somebody or not, never say sorry.
Okay.
That's a big thing, okay? So I know I shouldn't say this, but you can definitely say, are you okay? Are you injured? Do you need help? You can say that, but do not say sorry, because you don't know if you were at fault or not. And the moment you say sorry, you are taking the liability. And we don't know, you are not judge, we are not judge. Let the accident investigation happen, and then they will determine, the police will determine, the insurance will determine whether you were at fault or not.
Okay. Yeah. So what kind of evidence strengthens the claim?
Okay, so mechanism of the accident. So your car damages are always compared to your injuries, and car damages to the mechanism of the accident, how they say it. So if it is a rear end collision, like so a car is going like this and somebody hits you, so your car is in front and the other car is at the back. So what are the typical damages? Your car should have rear end damage, not front, not side, and the car that hits should have pretty much front end damage, right? But if you have anything more than that, that will be questionable.
We'll talk about the legal and insurance insights. When should someone consider hiring a lawyer after an accident?
Right away. I would say immediately. If you have, you can call a friend. If you see, if you have heard of them, you have read about them in the newspaper, in the radio, in the TV, or you can call LSO, Law Society of Ontario, and say, can you please give me a lawyer or paralegal who is experienced in accidents.
Like, for example, if I met with an accident, where should I like go and find out, like whom should I contact for the paralegal?
So
like,
you can typically
Google it?
You can Google it. You can depending on your injuries, right? Not every law firm will take you. If you have a minor soft tissue injuries, I don't think so. Most law firms, they are very particular, very picky. They do not take minor injury soft tissue clients right away. You have to have something serious so that they can accept your claim. So there has to be income loss, there has to be fracture, there has to be significant injury so that a lawyer or a law firm will take your claim. But most paralegals will accept your claim.
Like what if the injuries are not physical, but like a person has injuries, like his body is painful. For example, the inner injuries, like the back pain or the shoulder pain or the neck pain.
So when there is no obvious injury, there is no contusion, there is no abrasion, there is no cut, no lacerations, but your body has jerked, right? There was such a big impact blow that when you were hit from behind, your body goes front, then comes back, and your neck hits the headrest. So you have head injury, but there is no blood, no cut, right? You have now concussion, you have neck pain, you have back pain, maybe your shoulder hit the side panel, and then your knee hit the console. So, or you pressed brake so hard that now your sole of your feet is hurting. So all these, definitely you will have to go to a physiotherapy clinic. Again, you can go through insurance company or let your lawyer or paralegal give you a physiotherapy clinic. Again, like tow truck driver, do not go to just any physiotherapy. You have to know that whether they work with insurance company or not, whether they will work with you and they will not submit anything that you don't want. Because sometimes clinics try to submit everything under the sky, and not every clinic, but some clinics are like that, who would sometimes submit treatments that you don't even need. And then what happens? Insurance company is going to decline, and maybe your credibility will be at question, clinic's credibility in question, there will be investigation. So we do not want investigation, we want the proper care for you.
Yes. So what's the difference between what's the difference between fault-based and no-fault insurance?
Okay, so there is nothing like fault-based in Ontario. All we have is no-fault insurance.
Okay, so in Ontario we don't have?
No.
But like in other province we have?
In other province, maybe I am not qualified to talk about other province because I don't know what Quebec has. There is government insurance there for sure. There is no private insurance. But for extra coverage, maybe you can buy private insurance. Even British Columbia, everywhere, they have very different legislation, different coverage. So what Ontario has is no fault benefit. That means, what does it mean by no fault? No fault means not that you are not at fault you can claim, but even if you are at fault, you can claim. So no insurer will say, oh, you were at fault and you caused the accident, I am not giving you the benefit. No insurer will say that, because it is your right in Ontario to get treated and mitigate your injury. So first thing first is get yourself treated. So if you can go to the emergency department, if ambulance shows up, if you are injured, definitely go, because if you don't go, you are prejudicing the claim, you are increasing your injuries.
Even if you are partially at fault, then also you can like file for a claim?
Partially, full at fault, partial at fault, 50% at fault, 75% at fault, or no fault at all. Or if you were a pedestrian, right? Or if you were a passenger in Uber, or if you were driving a work vehicle, or if you were, in a truck or in a bus, like even city bus, right? Like even like your local city bus, like Toronto Transit bus, TTC, or if you're in Kitchener bus, Waterloo bus, any bus you are in, the regional bus, and if that bus hits a vehicle, that is a car, only upon impact, then there is accident benefit claim. So even as passenger in a bus, you can claim.
Okay. So now we'll go through the compensation and the outcomes.
Yeah.
So what kind of compensations can victim typically expect?
Okay, so it starts with minor injury 3,500. So 3,500 is the minimum first level of benefit coverage which everybody has access to. So it's that 3,500 is split into two parts, 2,200 and 1,300. Now that 2,200 is a block treatment. So you have to have at least 12 weeks of the block treatment. That means 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, like that. So 12 weeks are assigned there. So 12 weeks. So what happens is you have to go at least 2 to 3 times per week in those block treatments, and then there is a set money by the insurer and it's pre-approved. So the moment you set in, no need to sign any paperwork, just start therapy. It is pre-approved and the insurance will pay to the clinic upon receipt of the forms.
Like you're talking about the physiotherapy sessions, right?
Physiotherapy is minor injury guideline, yeah.
Okay, and how are pain and suffering calculated in a claim?
Okay, so pain and suffering will not fall under the no fault benefit, right?
Okay.
Pain and suffering is tort. Tort means when you sue somebody. Tort means civil action. That means a court case. So that only begins after 1 year of the accident. That means July 26, 2025 was your accident. Then July 26, 2026, we will see what your injuries are. You have to meet the threshold. You should have used at least 30 to 40,000 in the treatments, or there has to be income replacement benefit of say 20,000 income replacement benefit, 20,000 of med rehab, that is physio, massage, chiro, that you have got together 40,000. Then you are able to claim for tort. Or your injuries are severe enough that you had maybe fracture, maybe there is now surgery required, maybe you lost a leg, maybe you have a traumatic brain injury, maybe you lost consciousness. So all these things fall under serious category and you can file for, that is action, that is notice of action you can serve, which is tort claim.
Okay, how long does a settlement takes to, like a claims take to settle down?
Okay, so in accident benefit, claim settlement takes pretty much starts, we can start negotiating after 1 year mark.
Okay.
So same like July 26, 2024 was the accident, then July 26, 2025 is when I can reach out to the adjuster and say, are you interested in settling the file?
Okay. And like if a person is suing a company for something in that case?
Which company?
Whatever company you would say. If, for example, if someone, you can take an example, if someone falls in snow in a building or in an apartment, then in that case.
Oh, so that is tort. So tort action, tort claims take pretty much longer to settle because it has to develop, right?
Okay.
In the sense, like I have slip and fall, so my injuries have to be proven. I have to have had medical treatments, medications, and then physio, massage, therapy, chirotherapy, all that I have to have undergone. And if there is any psychological component, maybe psychological psychotherapy, all that. And then if there is any surgery required, what does MRI say? Is there any tear? Is there any fracture? So all these things when they develop, and then when the lawyer presents it to the insurance company for that condominium or for that building, say you slip and fall in Walmart, Walmart has its own insurance company.
Okay.
So you're not dealing with Walmart employee for that claim, you're dealing with their insurance company. And for someone who slips and falls outside a condominium or in the condominium building, residential condominium, they will have to again reach out to the management. Management will provide insurance company information, and then that way they start the claim process, and then it's like you have to develop the claim.
Like, what if a person is like walking on the sideways, a road sideway, and he falls by his own mistake, but like he has got now injuries, and he like tries to like manipulate this situation and say that I fell in a condominium or in an apartment, and that's not true because he fell on the roadside, and like there are no cameras, no proof, then what will happen in this case?
So everything is like, it depends on how, when, what, right?
Yeah.
So if it is condominium, they have to give the name, place where it happened, time when it happened, were there any CCTV cameras in the condominium there. So those footages will be watched to see if, because most condominiums, common element area where he slipped and fell,
Yeah.
because if he slips and falls in his own house, in condominium, in his own unit,
Yeah.
it's his own thing, right? It is not the condominium management's responsibility, or they are not liable. But if he slips and falls in an elevator or in the hallways of the condominium, then there must be CCTV footage of it.
Like there are some of the like condominiums, they don't have like CCTV
Okay,
cameras.
so they everything has to be proven when, what, and how, and then there are a lot of investigations. They have their lawyer, they have their insurance company, they have adjuster, and they will match again the mechanism of the injury, like how did the accident happen versus the injury he's trying to claim, and if somebody falls on a sidewalk, how they are, what is their injury versus somebody who falls in a concrete floor.
And like what if someone is claiming for a false situation, you would say, a false accident, and he gets caught up, then like what will happen in that case?
So it's very, very sad that sometimes in Ontario, like this has been happening, and the fraud, because of this fraud, so much fraudulent fraudulent claims happening in Ontario, that the premiums are going up.
Okay.
So what happens in such is that, of course, the insurance companies know, because it's like a puzzle piece, right? So they have to put the puzzle together, right? So this person is driving from A to B, and then he gets in an accident, and then the adjuster is trying to get the story right, like that's why they go for a statement, they go for examination under oath, they go for photographs, they go for talking to the other driver, talking to the witnesses to see if there is any CCTV footage, and if there is something missing, 99% such claimants who are trying to fake are vague. They are not able to put into perspective the full thing, and then there comes the investigation, and the adjuster is questioning how did this happen, or why does this happen,
and they are then not able to answer the question.
They are not able to answer the question, and then what happens? Your claim can be null and void. So and your insurance can be bad. If you have car insurance, they can even take you off the policy.
Yeah. So what are some red flags that an insurance company might try to lowball a settlement?
Okay, so definitely insurance companies, you go for 50,000 in settlement, they'll start with 5,000.
Oh.
Right? This is what happens. Then we have to negotiate depending on the injuries, depending on the treatment you have had. So it's always based on the total treatment you have had to date. So say you have had 30,000 in treatments, there is a likely that your claim will settle for 15,000. Why? Because insurance company says you are getting better with treatment. In future you are only gonna get better. So if you had fracture, now your fracture is healed, now you are walking, and now you are only gonna get better. So now you are going to be on active based therapy. That means you have to go to gym, you have to go to aqua therapy, you have to go to aqua fitness, so maybe personal training sessions. So the focus will be from off clinic supervised dependent therapy to independent healing and recovery program.
Like taking an example, you said earlier that it usually takes 1 year, a minimum 1 year to settle a claim. Like you said, if an accident happened in July 2026, 2024, then you can like ask the adjuster for settlement in like 2025. So in like 1 year, person will like heal up from the injuries. Like he might not have that much pain which he had at the time of the accident, or like just in 1 month after the accident, rather after 1 year. So like on that basis, like will they like decrease the claim?
No.
No.
So as you said, like
Yeah.
serious injuries will take longer time to heal.
Yeah.
So obviously the lawyer, paralegal or the insurance company is not in a rush to settle the claim.
Yeah.
So there are times when the claim is going on for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, depending on the severity. And sometimes, so you know, the first level, as I said, was 3,500.
Okay.
The second level is 65,000.
Okay.
But if you have bought optional benefits, you have 1 million, you have 100,000 or you have 1 million, depending on what kind of coverage you are buying for med rehab. So then that sometimes when you have only 65,000, believe me, with serious injury, 65,000 is used up within 1.5 years. 65,000 is finished in PSW services, attendant care services, your surgeries, your ambulance, because you now need transportation, you cannot drive. Your family members are not there to drive you, so you need taxi for. So most money, most funding is spent on transportation, PSW services.
Okay, so have you seen any case where people try to scam the insurance or the system?
Yeah, like I said, I was adjuster before for 20 years.
Yeah.
So what happened was, I see lot of people giving fake address. They are living in Brampton, for example, right? Say they are living in Toronto or they are living in Brampton or Mississauga, but they are giving address of somewhere remote like Orangeville or maybe Waterloo or maybe Sudbury or somewhere where the population is less and premium is low.
Yeah.
Because as you know, in Ontario, the premium is calculated based on postal code. Because that postal code shows how many accident, the statistics that this postal code has this many accidents in 10-year time.
Okay.
So if that rate of accident is high, your premium is going to be high because you are living in a high risk area.
Okay.
That's how they calculate the premium. So people try to save on premium by giving fake address. And I used to catch them, give to underwriter, and underwriter would sometimes null and void the policy, or they would go back and claim back payment from the year they were showing that address, right?
Okay. So like if they calculate on the basis like for example Brampton is like their most commonly accident happening
High
every
risk,
day.
yes.
So that's why their premium is high.
Yes.
Compared to like Kitchener Waterloo's.
Correct.
Premium. Okay. So
that's why never give your wrong address, give your genuine address, because once the car repair begins, once the adjuster starts asking for your driver's license, your proof of address, and believe me, they come to know, because they will send mails to the place and mail will be returned or some. So I'll give you an example, interesting case. So there was this lady who was living in Toronto. Okay. She gave an address of somewhere remote north address. She never thought insurance company is going to mail them.
Okay.
But it was a farmland. It was empty farmland, and I was adjuster at the time, and that guy, so the farmer there who lives in it's merely like just for the farmer, that's like a bachelor's apartment. It's like a cabin they make for just in winter to just sit there, rest.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, winter or summer, whatever. It's like one person's, one kitchen, one washroom, one bedroom kind of thing, one room, very small cabin.
Yeah.
Farmer to just stay there, rest there. And he used to get these mails and he called us.
Oh.
And he called me and he said, I don't know who this person is and why they are sending the mail here. It looks like insurance fraud to me because I have not seen this person. I don't know this person, and why would they give this address?
Oh, and she got caught.
And of course, this claim was mine, and of course, I had to refer it to Special Investigation Unit, SIU.
Yeah.
We have to refer to them. And then what happens is, if you are genuinely injured, then there is a question on your credibility, right? And then the whole policy can be now null and void, because she was supposed to pay 2,000 or maybe 3,000 per year.
Yeah.
And she only paid 500 or 600 per year because that area rarely had any vehicles, right? So the policy was so cheap.
Okay. So like, would you like to share any story, a memorable story of a case you handled to our audience? Any, like, which you remember the most?
I have few that I remember, but I'll tell you what, like, all are like, one of them which touches me is, My heart goes out to that lady. So she was pregnant at the time. She was driving in winter, and I'm not sure whether she was bringing her daughter from daycare or she was going to work to drop her to daycare. I don't know, but she hit a black ice, and her 2-year-old was sitting in the back seat. On the booster seat, like they had booster seat, and she was rear seat passenger behind the passenger seat, there was a driver, that is mother and daughter, only two of them in the vehicle,
and she was pregnant,
and she was also pregnant. But the thing is, she hit black ice and the car slid sideways, and the passenger side door where the 2-year-old was sitting hit the hydro pole, and the 2-year-old died on the spot.
Oh.
So then, of course, pregnancy was normal, but they were psychologically devastated. And in such cases, even adjusters are very kind.
Yeah.
They will definitely, try to approve everything, because it is time for humanity, and people to come together and help that person. It's only humane, right? It's only nice to be nice, in such situations. So that is something that really touched me. And then her husband also then claimed for psychological loss, psychological injury, psychological trauma. We approved for him, but it was really, really sad. But then the thing was, the baby, when she was pregnant with, so that baby born well, healthy, normal, and then they were trying to cope up with the life.
Okay, so we will be winding up now. So the most tips or takeaways, what are your top 3 tips for someone going through an accident claim?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking this question. It is so important. Please don't fight with your paralegal. Number 1, don't fight with your lawyer. Don't argue with your lawyer. Your lawyers are in court fighting for claimants, right? Like you, they are busy. So do leave a message. They will call you. If there is something important, they will call you back. So that's number 1, okay? Or paralegals, right? Like you, there are other clients too, right? So they have to serve everybody equally with equal attention.
Yes.
Number 1. Number 2, continue attending physiotherapy. Talk to your lawyer, paralegal. If it is denied, and if you have extended health care, you can use your extended benefit health to continue therapy. And number 3 is keep going to your family doctor, keep going to the specialist, and if you have pain that is not getting better, then ask for ultrasound, X-ray or MRI. You have a right to ask for those.
Okay, yeah. So is there something most people don't know about accident claim and they should know?
Most important is, definitely call the insurance company. If you don't know the insurance company, then call a paralegal, because even if you don't have insurance, like you are visiting, you are an international student, now you are new in Canada, you don't know the system, you don't know how to navigate the system. So it is best to reach out to a paralegal or a lawyer and ask for therapy, ask for treatment. And now you don't have OHIP, you don't have the Ontario government medical coverage. What will you do? Now you need to go to a doctor, family doctor. So that paralegal is going to help you, or the lawyer will help you see a family doctor or a walk-in doctor, and then we'll get the medical records required.
Okay, so what are your final thoughts? What's one thing you wish every accident victim knew?
That it's very important to see a doctor right away after the accident. It's very, very, very important, not only for your own health's sake, but also for record. Say you are passenger in a vehicle, you're pedestrian, and you don't go to the doctor, 99% insurance company will say there is no proof you were involved in an accident.
Oh.
So your proof is only recording that through the family doctor, through the police report, of course. Yes, police report for sure. Try to, I will talk about that police report once again. It's very important. It just came to my mind. So yes, medical report, very important. Go to a walk-in doctor, go to an emergency room, go to an urgent care, right? Now, what about the police report? So many times I have seen people get involved in accident, and mostly who are new to Canada, or even those who are not new but they never got involved in accident. When the police comes to the scene, they you have to ask for their business card. Every police officer carries a business card with their division on them, with their department on them. So when he gives you the business card, he will write the incident number.
Okay.
So we need that incident number to request police report. So you shouldn't be afraid. First of all, every human being makes mistake, whether you're at fault or not, whether you were involved as pedestrian or you were involved as passenger or driver in the accident, you were at fault or not, you have a right to get treatment. You have a right to report to police, and police has a right to give you police report number, their name and their badge. So there has they all have a badge number. So officer will give you his last name, maybe Mr. Hussain, Mr. Saeed, Mr. Sharma, Mr. John, Mr. Kennedy, or whatever the last name. So they will give Officer Kennedy incident number this, and they will say Police Division 41, Peel Region Police Division 22. So this business card is very important for your paralegal lawyer to request police report.
Okay, so our last question, where can our listeners reach out to you for help if they are in an accident?
So I am based in Waterloo, but I take care of all the Waterloo, Kitchener, KW area. So we are serving all of Ontario. I have clients in Ottawa, Sudbury, Barrie, you name it, Toronto, Oshawa, GTA, Whitby, everywhere. So do not worry about where I'm based, because I have clinics everywhere. So you can reach out to me at the Maruti Legal Services. You can see in the description below our logo, our phone number and fax number. And I'm a licensed paralegal in Ontario. And almost 2.5 years I'm working as paralegal. And before that I was law clerk, before that I was adjuster. So I did have a foundation in this, very strongly built to serve my clients. So do like, share, subscribe.
Yeah, and we'll put this all details in the description box. So for any kind of help, you can reach out to her, and stay connected, like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
Let us know what other information you want to know from us and what podcast would you like, and we will come with that topic. Thank you.
Thank you.